guys, this is Oliver. Welcome back to another episode of Oliver Ekman Horror Movie Reviews. I've done a movie review on all Predator movies, including the Alien vs. Predator ones. Go check those videos out. But there's one Predator movie that I still haven't done a movie review on, and I wanted to save the best for last. So now, today we're going to be reviewing that movie. Today we are going to review Predators, released in 2010. This movie is very similar to the first Predator movie. It takes place in the jungle again, with a bunch of people shooting their guns into the forest. But this time around, there's even more predators. There's not one predator like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. There's even more predators. Very similar to Aliens. Like the first Alien movie, there was one alien, then in Aliens there was a whole bunch of them. It's very similar to that. And while people say this is a complete rip-off of the first Predator movie, in my opinion, this is completely different. And in my opinion, I do, as much as I loved the first Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, I do prefer this movie. I think this is the best Predator movie the 20th Century Fox has made. So yeah, without further ado, let's do this. I really like the characters in this movie. I really liked Topher Grace in this movie. He was pretty funny, I think, in the beginning of the movie. But then I didn't really like. One big problem with his character of the movie was that I didn't really like his twist in the end of the movie when he was like poisoning Isabel. I didn't like that. It was so out of character for him, and it was one of the dumbest twists I've seen. But besides that, he was great. And speaking of hilarious, I think that the guy in the orange jumpsuit, in the prison suit, whatever his name is, he was really funny. I always thought that he was so annoying when I first saw this movie, but rewatching this movie for this review, I actually really liked his character. And my favorite characters were Isabel, played by Alice Braga, and Royce, played by Adrian Brody. They were great. Especially Adrian Brody as Royce. He was so freaking cool. Isabel, she was also great. I mean, Isabel in the movie, she was so badass. She was really pretty. I haven't seen Alice Braga in a lot of movies, but this is easily her best performance. And especially the scene when they were in the cave, in the spaceship, predator spaceship, and were getting hunted by the predators. That was so creepy. Like, it felt like anyone could die there. Any of the characters could die there. So, and especially Topher Grace, when he got lost in there and he was almost getting killed by one of the predators, and then the Russia guy came in and saved him for in the last minute, and he sacrificed himself for all the characters. That was very nice of him, that he sacrificed himself, and it was so sad that he died. He was such a likable character in the movie, and seeing him die was just so sad. Yeah, I really liked the characters in this movie. They were pretty good, I think. The action in this movie was epic and awesome. This scene in particular was so suspenseful, and Isabel almost died, and then Royce saved her in the last second. Whew, that was a close one. And the classic Predator was in this movie. And fun fact, the actor who played the classic Predator in this movie is the same actor who played Jason in the Friday the 13th remake. He wasn't in this movie a whole lot, but and that teeny tiny bit that we got to see of him in this movie was great. He was great in this movie. And seeing him facing off against the Berserker Predator, that was epic and awesome. Such a great fight when they were fighting each other, and then the Berserker Predator cut his head off. Ugh, that's some green blood, a lot of green blood in that final fight. And also, and then after that, Royce used his axe and fought the Berserker Predator in an epic and awesome action scene. And then Royce kept hitting the Berserker Predator like 1,000 times in the head, and used all the traps and everything, and then he chopped the Berserker Predator's head off, and it was just so epic and awesome. Yeah, I love the action scenes in all the other Predator movies, but this is easily the best action scenes of all the Predator movies, and that is saying a lot. Yeah, I really like the action scenes of this movie. They are so suspenseful, but at the same time they're still very entertaining to watch. I loved Predators. I've seen a couple of horror movies, but this is easily the best horror movie that I've seen. Yes, I am counting this as a horror movie, and it was very creepy. A lot of creepy scenes, and you didn't want the characters to die. The story is great. No, it's not a ripoff of the first Predator movie. They're in the jungle. No, they're not. They're in a completely different planet. A big reveal in the movie, which was a great scene, by the way. The music was also amazing. It's the same music from the first movie, but built up, which is exactly what a good sequel should do. I really did love this movie, and the ending was amazing. When Royce and Isabel were the last surviving, and then they saw the parachutes coming down, and then Royce was like, "Now let's find a way off this beep planet.
Let's find a way off this fucking planet."
And then they walked away from the camera with epic music playing in the background. Yeah, I love this ending. And rewatching this movie for this review, I still do. I would go as far as to say that this is one of the best movie endings in movie history. Yes, I'm going that far. And I've done movie parodies before on the YouTube channel of this ending. Remember in my core modern vlog when I was walking away from the camera with epic music? That was from Predators. And the same thing goes for Darth Vader vs. Spider-Man, where when Iron Man was walking away from the camera with epic music. That's those were parodies and inspirations from Predators, the ending of Predators. And it was such a great cliffhanger, and I'm so mad at 20th Century Fox. They didn't make a sequel to Predators. I mean, come on. This was such a great cliffhanger, and I was so excited to see a sequel to this, but then I found out that no, instead of making a sequel to this, in 2018 they made The Predator, and yeah, we all know how that turned out. Go watch Predators. It's beautifully shot, has great action scenes, has great practical effects, as well as having creepy and great horror elements, and yeah, everything about this is great. Please, 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 for God's sakes, 20th Century Fox, please make a sequel to Predators. Bring back the same actors from Predators and make a sequel to it. If not, then just let it die. This movie is basically like the John Wick Chapter 2 equivalent of Predator. But I do prefer this movie over John Wick Chapter 2 because it's less violent. Lawrence Fishburne is in both movies. And for me, in the end, I give Predators a 9 out of 10. Yes, guys, I've finally done a movie review on all the Predator movies. So let's go. I'm gonna go down and celebrate that. So yeah, I highly recommend you having a trip down memory lane and revisiting my old Predator and even Alien movie reviews. I highly recommend you doing that. And yeah, it feels great doing these Oliver Ekman horror movie reviews in time for Halloween. And yeah, give me your thoughts on Predators in the comments below. What do you think about Predators? Do you agree with my opinion? I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.
Aye.